Всем привет! Сегодня я продолжу проходить сюжетку. Гвозда. Окей. Общество. Так, что у нас еще?
Right on time. We'll know any moment now.
Paimon's been wondering. You seem to know Candace pretty well. Have you been—
We've known each other for some time now. She's a pretty interesting person. Even though she's an extremely strong warrior, she never misuses.
Oh, Paimon knows what you mean. Like a lot of martial artists say, never take the fight out—
Yep, I guess you can put it that way. It takes strong convictions to be as dedicated as she is, and shoulder that kind of responsibility. Us mercs, on the other hand, we pretty much live from one day to—
Well, Paimon thinks you're great too.
Really? Thanks for that.
Oh, Sino's here, and he's pretty early too.
Yes. I was here yesterday to help out a little.
To help out? By doing what?
Sharing some interrogation techniques.
Oh, you mean you taught Candace some more—
Right.
Come on in, everyone.
Come on, let's go inside.
Candace, where— Whoa, you look furious.
Do I? Huh. What gave it away?
Oh, there's no mask that can hide true bloodlust. Cover up your eyes, and it'll still show itself at the corners of your mouth.
Perhaps I need to work on my composure. Still, it's perfectly understandable why I'm angry. I'm sure everyone present would agree.
Yes, ma'am. Please, don't beat us anymore. We're gonna die.
Well, looks like Sino taught her well.
You fear death yourselves, yet you do not hesitate to place the lives of others at risk. The absurd— The ones you call mad scholars are known to us as the village keepers. They are vital members of our community. And you come here, to my village, and you treat my people as nothing more than stepping stones towards your goal. Tell me.
Mercy! Please, have mercy!
You've made your bed.
We may both be desert dwellers, but there is one thing that I understand better than you. The resurrection of the Scarlet King will only result in war. The people of Aru Village care little about which god is in power. Life may be tough and tiring, but we wish to preserve our way. A war would only cause us to lose all that we have. And that is not a response.
We understand. We're sorry. I'll tell you everything I know. Please, just let us go.
I'm listening.
You might not believe this, but it wasn't us who came up with this idea. Someone was spreading rumors in the tavern. That's how we ended up hearing about the Scarlet King's resurrection. Some mystery man told us that mad scholars will make the perfect sacrifice to usher in the Scarlet King's resurrection. They give their lives.
They're called village keepers. Slip up again, and you'll regret it.
Yes, sorry. It was all that mystery man's doing. He told us to spread word about the Scarlet King's resurrection and talked us into helping him. In return, he said he'll help facilitate the resurrection process. I'm not sure.
That's one.
Huh? One what?
Strike. You get a total of 3. Then, you die by my hand.
Wait, I'm telling the truth. We don't know anything.
2.
He got us to lure them out of their houses in the night with some kind of incense. We take them to a junction outside the village. Then the mystery guy takes them from there. You gotta believe me, please. I'm telling the truth, I swear. Just ask them if you don't believe.
That was indeed the truth. Traveler, go on.
You have to believe me. If I knew that, I would have told you his name right away. I'm not risking another beating to keep his secrets. No way. That guy, he wears a cloak, and he's always careful to cover his face. He calls himself the Scarlet King's envoy.
I believe I may know what's going on.
Uncle Anpu? What do you mean?
Юзли тебя дадим.
Smooth.
Okay, speak.
If my suspicions are correct, this mystery man they speak of could be from... Some time ago, people from the academia attempted to take the village keepers away. It strikes me now that this secretive character...
Which means it's highly likely that the academia was purposely spreading a false rumor to trick the radicals into delivering the village keepers. They were the ones who brought them here to begin with. Now they're trying to take them back?
Not the academia again.
Just as I thought. But what could they want with the village keepers?
People are nothing but tools in the eyes of the academia. A change in their plans likely means they found another way to exploit. Regardless, our top priority now is locating the village.
You're right. Isaka's still waiting for news on it.
Time to go. Let's leave the village and try to track them down.
Yes. Pack up and get ready.
You got it. Candace, I'll let you deal with the radicals. Leave everything outside the village to us.
All right.
Let's meet back here once everyone's ready.
Конечно, на заднем плане кое-что происходит, и я надеюсь, вы это не слышите. Хотя, по сути, по звуку вы должны его не слышать. Так что, надеюсь, это не мешает, если слышно будет лучше. Ну, черная граната, все наши, как всегда. Ну, здорово.
Let's get some food in us and then we'll... Whoa! Where did you come from?
Well, as you can see, I am merely sitting here and reviewing what we have deduced thus far.
You were gone for ages! And now you're suddenly sitting here musing to yourself? Where have you... Hey, what's with the silence?
You never think things through before asking questions. I'm giving you some time to make up.
Paimon's so mad! Paimon's gonna give you an ugly nickname! There's just nothing super obvious to pick with this guy.
Well, you've heard nothing to suggest I left this whole time. So clearly, I stayed in the village to investigate. Anyway, you plan to leave Aru village and keep searching for the truth of this matter. Yeah.
Yep. We're not gonna find out anything more by staying here, so we... Enough with the silent treatment!
No. I'm just surprised that you decided to team up with him.
Alhaitham, you haven't helped us out at all ever since we arrived at Aru village. Bold of you to question our choices.
Yeah, you're all talk!
While you were investigating, I had my own work to do.
Really? Paimon doesn't believe you.
To be honest, we aren't really a team, so I have no obligation to inform you of my Not to mention that going separate ways allowed me to find some important information that you all had missed.
Huh? Right here in the village?
Correct.
What did you learn?
I'm going to take you to someone. But before that, you need to understand where...
What does that mean?
How do you think the residents of Aru village feel about what we're doing? In other words, do you truly believe every single word the villagers tell us?
You mean some of them lied to us?
Hiding the truth does not necessarily equate to lying. Again, remember what Candace said? Most people in Aru village don't necessarily care which deity is in charge of Sumeru. That's because whether the Scarlet King or the Dendro Archon, by contrast, the perils of their daily lives are ever-present concerns. They won't simply share everything they know with you without good reason. That's why you believed there was no... Glad you're following along. Among those you have talked to, there's someone who was consciously keeping you out of the loop. In fact, she's been observing your every move since you arrived. The reason being, to someone who only wants to live their life in peace, any external factor...
Those eyes. Those fierce eyes. You look like a real fighter.
Don't change the subject.
It's quite obvious that she's intimidated by Sino's authority and strength.
Right. You were asking about the I mean...
She corrected herself mid-sentence because she's aware that there are Scarlet King fanatics in the village. If she sounds too friendly towards the village keepers, she could...
I think it's been a few days since I last saw them. I usually go to bed pretty early, so...
Remember? She made a point of denying her involvement in anything that occurs at night.
But honestly, I feel quite sympathetic towards them. Even though they act a little strange, they've helped me in the past.
After speaking to the village chief, it became clear that the village keepers had protected Aru village at night. In other words, the young miss was very much awake.
Then why would she lie?
By getting involved with an outsider, she risks drawing unwanted attention to herself. As for why she might be so wary about all this...
I'll pass on this one. You said that she is afraid of me. If so, it's best if I stay out of this.
We're on it!
Часов наверх. Как это наверх я забыл. Я так забыл. Так, вернись. Даём. Это что? Понятно. Тут я.
Miss Shawnee, as we discussed earlier, I've brought someone with me.
Mr. Alhaitham, I'm aware of where you stand, but...
Huh? What do you mean? We need...
Go ahead and talk to her. You'll get the answers you want. Go on. Earn her trust.
Is it really that simple?
May I call you Traveler? Hi, Traveler. I want to ask you something. Do you think the resurrection of the Scarlet King can truly change Sumeru for the better? Why's that? That's very similar to what Miss Candace says. I know you two are friends. That's why I'm willing to talk to you. Even before, I wouldn't even have the courage. Traveler, do you believe our lives will get better?
Yeah! We came here from another nation, so it isn't wrong of you to be weary. And we aren't really residents of any one nation. But even so, we've met lots of people from different places, and we've always fought for. We have friends in Sumeru, and we want to help them. That's why we decided to stay here for a while.
I want to trust you. My apologies for posing my questions like that. To be honest, I didn't expect you to come back for more information.
Alhaitham told us you have your reasons. It's okay. We understand.
The fact is that only one side of my family is desert folk. I don't really fit in anywhere in Sumeru. Some believe in the Dendro Archon, while others believe in the Scarlet King. I don't belong to either side.
And speaking of which, the Radicals mentioned that they despise traitors. Do they just think that anyone who's different from them is a traitor?
Yeah. Some people can be so narrow-minded when it comes to bloodline and beliefs. It makes... Slowly, I just stopped talking to people. I pretended not to hear or see anything. All I want... And then it happened. The village keepers who had helped me disappeared with no explanation, and I didn't dare breathe a word about it to anyone. And...
You can tell them. I'm sure he'll keep your secret.
All right. I'll tell you what I told Alhaitham. I actually have a sharper sense of hearing than most. Sometimes...
There are ghosts?
Perhaps. I'm not sure. It's faint, but it's definitely the sound of... It used to be louder and more frequent. But ever since you arrived in the village, it doesn't seem to happen as often. And when it does, it's much quieter.
I confirmed this with the guards on night duty. They also have someone with a good ear, and he's heard similar sounds at night. But, because we're in the middle of a desert, he would rather believe that they are the cries of beasts than ghosts.
There's really nothing around these parts, except for an old hospital not far from the...
I think they used to use it for treating Elazar, but it's been abandoned for years.
Yeah, let's go!
Телепортнуться прям пешком. Пешком эту гору обходить. Мне не надо входить в эту пещеру. В пещеру. Ну, там у нас что-то. Так, где больница? Ну что, борешь, что ли? Или что? Нет. Дар Аль-Шифа. Ясно. Пустых. Чура, вы что, совсем что ли?
Oh, is this the place? It's in terrible shape. And there's sand. Ah! Monsters! Watch out!
Это говно, не монстр.
Right here, right now.
Тише.
Right here. Emerge. Right now. They were easier to deal with than Paimon had expected. Super strong bandits? Or monsters taller than buildings dropping out of the sky?
Опа.
He looks super serious. We gotta stay on our A game too.
This is the one.
А, он же Донра и ладно. Я не видел, что он Донра был.
Let's go in and take a look.
Отличная больница.
Hey, hey, we have
Patience. Shawnee says she only hears the crying at night. We have time to burn. Until then, I'm taking a break.
And just like that, he sits down. Wait, he even brought up, what are you reading? Let Paimon see!
Okay, sure.
Huh? The natural position, which is the position.
So, you got that?
Oh, Paimon gives up. You keep reading your book. See ya! How is he so relaxed? Look at him, reading an impossible book in a creepy place like this. Hey, Paimon's your Tibet travel guide. Paimon knows plenty of useful stuff up. And anyway, it's not Paimon's fault that the books people read in Sumeru are so complicated.
Умная, я хрена не знаю.
Paimon's getting so sleepy.
Что за звуки?
Huh? What was that sound?
There it is. It's coming from that direction.
Может, это этот хранитель?
Is the sound coming from here? Huh. Paimon's not seeing anything.
It's from below.
But there's no window.
Something is off about the interior here.
Не попасть, да? Стена. Загадка.
As I thought, there's a hidden structure.
Wow. It's like they tucked another hospital into this one.
Ну, скорее, как морг, наверное, был.
Oh, it looks like there are other mechanisms around here.
У меня дендра нет. Мне нужно что-то еще сделать, чтобы я активировать. Не только дендра. А, не. Я думаю, мне нужно это. Так, давай туда сгоним. То есть мне все-таки дендра нужно, да?
Emerge right now.
Ой, ёпт. Нихрена ты лежишь, такого.
Time for a light show. Right here. Emerge.
Иди сюда. А еще есть.
Right here. Right now. Right here.
Вот дальше. Все. Так, наверное, сначала все очищу, а потом уже будет. Так еще где дендра? Да, наверное.
Happy to oblige.
Нету. Там нету.
Just following orders.
Или все-таки дендра не нужно?
Right now. Emerge. Right here.
Какие улики-то? Что такое? Вроде не понял. Ты чё? Давай, что ли?
Right now. Emerge.
Emerge right now.
Law of the jungle!
Ну, я так и не понял, что мне надо делать. Типа найти одну эту и все, что ли? Или тут что-то тоже написано? Ничего нету. А, вижу. То есть два есть. Третий. А, третий вон.
Emerge right here.
Wake to the wicked!
This world is full of unsolved...
Need to end a few enemies?
Вот эти бочки подозрительные. Что же как на всякий случай? А, все открыто. Срочно это. Нет. А, нет, все-таки больница. Под землей.
Look, there's someone over there. Good idea. Let's approach him slowly without alarming.
Wait. You're...
He can't speak, and his eyes are unfocused. But he looks too young. Also, why is he the only one here?
Didn't expect to see him here.
You know him?
He's Razak, a senior of mine at the academia.
He's a scholar too? Is he the kind that holds up in a forest and...
No. And that's the problem. Razak was never involved in any of those things. He never trained in the forest, let alone reach Satyavada life. Leaving that question aside for the moment, him being here alone means that looks like they've already taken everyone away. For whatever reason, they left Razak here. Perhaps they simply didn't... There are drag marks on the ground. They're clearer by the doorway. Someone was forcefully drawing a cart that was loaded with something heavy.
Loaded with...
That is one possibility. It looks like they were in a hurry, as if they were afraid... The symptoms are identical. Looks like we found...
Huh? What?
Allow me to jog your memory. Recall your Don't you think his symptoms look familiar?
Oh, now that you mention it, they're acting this...
Correct. The academia is behind all of this. It isn't difficult to deduce their rationale. First, the academia spread a false rumor of the Scarlet King's resurrection, emphasizing the role of the village keepers. These rumors were all the persuasion that the radicals needed, and those based in Aru village leapt into action. As well as being able to exploit the radicals for their own ends, this scheme has one further advantage to the academia. All the risks and responsibilities, life for the desert dwellers has been brutal ever since the Scarlet King's death all those years ago. Beneath the surface, many would give everything they have for the prospect of something better. Even if complications arise, people will see that those involved are all followers of the Scarlet King and look for no further explanation than differences of belief. A deep-seated mistrust of the desert and the notion of an academia plot wouldn't even cross their minds. It may seem like a simple
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. It's in line with the village chief's theory too, but there's still one very important question. Wasn't it the academia that brought the scholars to Aru village?
Throughout this process, one thing has changed. First, they were scholars. Then, they became lunatics. After that, they were exiles. And finally, an exile is still patently a living, breathing human being. But when someone becomes a missing person, if you can't find someone, you have no way of knowing what exactly happened to them. That makes missing...
Resource? For what exactly?
One possibility is that the information in their brains could be extracted into knowledge capsules.
Extracted? You mean... canned knowledge comes from...
With the technology of the Sumeru Academia, it's entirely possible.
В принципе, да.
Perhaps the process caused them great suffering, which is why they cry out in the dead of night, when no one...
So, the human brain... Nope, nah, Hyman doesn't want to think about this.
Он сам же из Академии, логично.
I'm the Academia scribe, after all. I'm familiar with their projects. Anyway, judging by Razak's state, the contents of a divine knowledge capsule were extracted from his mind. But something... Or perhaps his curiosity got the better of him, and he
Hyman's a little confused. Can they just use anyone's brain?
The look on your face tells me you've realized the answer. That's right. To some scholars, gaining knowledge about the gods is their entire life. However, I can't help but wonder. The academia is going out of their way to look for forbidden knowledge. But I've spent quite some time trying to analyze the contents of the divine knowledge capsule, but to no avail.
You mean you're not even slightly interested in getting your hands on this forbidden...
All scholars seek to expand the horizons of knowledge. But I'm not particularly interested in gods. Extracting information from people as if they were lifeless objects? If this is the direction of academic progress...
Sounds like you're really against all this.
Of course. The academia's actions run, whether it be academics or knowledge, everything has its boundaries. If this matter needs to be corrected.
Wait, didn't you step in to help because you felt sympathy for those poor people?
Not to be callous, but no. My criteria are a little more... There is no shortage of suffering in Sumeru, and the same can be said for the rest of Teyvat as well.
Probably not. Paimon's not sure.
You can say that. Simply put, I don't blindly place my faith into strength or heroism. The divine knowledge capsule is something I want to investigate in full. That doesn't mean I'm willing to take action for the sake...
Hyman's been wanting to say this for a while. There are a lot of bad guys in the academia, but you're not one of them.
Though I must say, I quite enjoy this feeling of being... Uniqueness is also an asset, is it not?
Wow, that's a great way to think about it. Paimon's really impressed. If only Miss Shani had a similar mindset.
I'm just a more likable person than her in general. There's nothing more to it than that. He won't last long if we leave him here. Let's take him with us. We'll work out our next step after we return to Aru village.
ключ, хрен поймешь чего. Не лень читать, потом почитаю. После записи, в принципе, можно. Хотя мне интересно, что за ключ все-таки. Что за ключ, что ли? Я потому что я не помню тут. А, то есть больница. О. Я уже вышел, так что это не надо.
We're back!
You must be tired. You should rest.
What's the situation?
Who's...
Unfortunately, somebody who's too young to take on the role of Isak's grandfather. Nevertheless,
So, at one point in time, the abandoned Elazar hospital served as...
Yep, pretty much.
Their plan must have been implemented at some point before we arrived at Aru village, since divine cant and knowledge has been... Yet, they fled once we were headed to the village.
Huh. Yeah, why is that?
We may have a mole in our midst. One of us could be secretly revealing our whereabouts to the academia.
Huh? Are our friendships that shallow?
looks like none of you have realized wherein lies the issue. Sino, you're the reason why they can predict our movements.
Wait, what's that supposed to mean?
Choose your next words very carefully.
It is simply a logical inference. I have my reasons.
So what you're saying is... Sino's the... Interesting. And here I thought you were the most suspicious one, Al-Haytham, since you were always acting alone.
I know. You have a point. But I realized something as we were returning from the hospital. Sino isn't like any of us.
What are you trying to say?
Do you still remember who you are, General Mahamatra? As a Matra, you are no doubt privy to certain kinds of information. Before you can take action against someone, you are required to have all the facts available, including the less than savory Simply put, the academia has traditionally allowed you access to a wealth of sensitive information. Knowing their modus operandi, wouldn't you expect them to take... If you want to raise a vicious wolf, you need to make sure that you can avoid its bite.
The academia is monitoring me?
It's not that simple. The academia has eyes all over Sumeru, but they have a special... Every so often comes a Nyagarbaha day. On this day, the academia enters new information into the... I remember seeing a thick notebook next to the control panel once. Its contents were all about the General Mahamatra, his activities throughout the day.
You're saying that the academia entered my information into the Akasha too? But what's the point in doing that? My actions aren't important.
The Akasha is capable of computation. The Akasha's algorithms are entirely capable of predicting your movements using the data entered. When you would depart, the route you would follow, your destiny.
It predicted my every move.
The academia has been watching you longer than you think.
So that's how it is. Sino adheres to his principles so strongly that he's actually a thorn. Tenacity of will and steadfast faith are worthless to the academia. They need scholars who are easily pliable and Sino, don't take it to heart. This just proves how much of a trustworthy ally you...
They escaped because of me.
Don't blame yourself. It's It's not like any of us would have known.
I have an idea. If they predicted my movements, then I might be able to guess where they went.
Whoa, you bounced back fast.
There is always an opportunity for safety.
Oh, so that's how it is! If the Academia is trying to avoid Sino... Yep, that's right!
They'll want to proceed in the direction opposite of where I'm going. I must go.
There's also something I want to investigate.
Let's go, guys! After him!
Please, wait! I want to go too!
You want to go too?
I want to find Grandpa. I promise, I'll be careful.
Everyone, I leave him in your hands.
Yay! Let's go! Remember to pack some food with you! Paimon feels like we're missing someone, though.
Кого же не хватает? А кого не хватает? Я могу догадаться, но что-то вряд ли. Куда? Hello.
So, where do we go from here?
Yes. After leaving the village, we should head straight toward the desert.
I know the desert like the back of my hand.
Is that because you play here a lot?
Yep. One time, Grandpa almost got lost in the desert, but I was the one who brought him back.
There's something here. What's this?
It's buried in the sand. Looks like we'll need to roll up our sleeves and do some work.
And Paimon thought running around everywhere was already enough work. Okay. So, we have to dig it...
These are likely fragments of an Academia-developed device, something akin to a headset. Looks like there were more than one village keeper. They must have been escorted this way, because there are device fragments scattered around here. Let's split up and search the area. Chances are...
Is this what we're searching for?
This is definitely a device used to extract divine knowledge.
How did it end up buried in the sand? That can't have been part of the plan. They must have been attacked along the way.
Wait, what?
Grandpa, I hope you're okay.
Don't worry, your grandpa's gonna be fine.
Razak didn't display any signs of starvation or dehydration, which means that they left fairly recently.
We should be able to catch up.
One more thing. Given that the device had been I believe the attack must have happened prior to the sandstorm.
Let's keep going. They can't have gone far.
Ugh, but running on sand is so tiring.
But You're flying, aren't you, Paimon? Is flying over sand tiring too?
Ugh, of course it is!
Voices, over there. It sounds like an argument.
Whoa, you have really good ears.
Don't get any closer. They'll notice us.
Dia's talking with the Eremites? Very interesting. Let's listen in.
Сейчас
If you had
послушаем.
informed me sooner, there'd be plenty of room for us to...
You're one of us. We would never lie.
Scholars. You don't know as much as I...
I knew it. That's...
Dia? Why would you? Dia!
Hey, what are you doing?
Huh?
Didn't you say you'd help me find Grandpa? What?
Well, look who's here.
This complicates things.
You've betrayed Aru village?
So, this is the great General Mahamatra. Dear, you'd be better off as my assistant than hanging around with this motley crew. Seen for yourself. I have the means.
I'm not the type that's easily swayed, Raman. You of all people should know that.
Рахман.
Wait,
Знакомо.
what's going on, Dia? Whose side are you on here?
Shut it, Paimon.
It doesn't matter. Whichever side you pick, nothing could deter us from the grand mission of resurrecting the Scarlet King. Once our Lord of Old returns to...
Face the facts, Raman. It's not gonna happen. You should understand that more than anyone. Have all your years as a merc...
I'm a desert dweller and a proud follower of the Scarlet King. Whether I live by the edge of the sword or in peaceful comfort, my soul will always carry.
It's not too late yet. The village keep... Mad scholars aren't gonna bring the Scarlet King back to life.
You don't understand, my dear lady. Pursuing our faith is our purpose in life. Even if the chance of success is one...
Even if it'll expose you to the academia? Even if they end up disbanding the Eremites? Your Eremites, which you've worked so...
Yes. We've waited a long time for this day to come. The sun and the moon no longer shine. With these scholars in our custody, we'll stomp the Academia's forces and fight our way beyond the wall of...
Ridiculous. Think about it. The Academia controls the entirety of Sumeru. If you still don't believe me, then try asking these two men. They're also against the Academia, but neither of them are as arrogant as you are.
They look more like pawns of the Academia to me. Why would I listen to any filthy traitors? Your god abandoned all honor and betrayed the
It's impossible to communicate with someone so hostile. Perhaps we should...
Do you really believe that by kidnapping the scholars, you'll be able to negotiate with the Academia? These people have no value as bargaining chips, but I could be persuaded to take their place as your next hostage. These scholars were exiled from the Academia. I, on the other hand, am their current...
Wait, you can't be serious.
So, you want to trade places with...
Precisely. Any wise person would gladly...
What are you thinking? What if they decide to kill you instead?
Well, that would be bad luck for me. However, I'd get the chance to observe the scholars. Perhaps even find out the truth.
Think you can talk me over with that confident...
I'm not trying to persuade you. I'm using this as a means of joining forces...
You are the scribe. What do you have against the Academia?
Not all desert dwellers believe in the Scarlet King, and the same applies to the Academia. Why must all knowledge seekers approve of the Academia's way of doing...
You Academia scum. Every last one of you is nothing but a hypocrite, just like everyone else on the other side of...
Not so fast. I'll hate them. Do you stand by everything you just said?
I never make empty promises.
You know you're making a dangerous decision, right?
I do.
Good. Raman, hear me out. These people are my friends. Maybe you can't take the followers of the Dendro Archon.
We've known each other for years. Of course I do.
In that case, I'm willing to vouch for their honesty with my right arm. Come on, Raman, don't be a coward. If you're serious about taking on the Academia, you need to steel yourself. You can't be a...
An arm from the Flame Mane. You've piqued my interest. But what if you refuse to oblige? What should I do then? No one's a fool here, Dia. We're mercs.
You're not wrong, but this is different. I promised my friends that we'd bring back the village keepers together.
Let's do it right here then. Give me your right arm as proof of your resolve.
Don't listen to him! He's not even trying to negotiate!
That's fine.
Are you crazy?
We came here to save lives. One arm for that many people is still a pretty good deal, if you ask me. Raman, I'm holding up my end of...
Sure. Go ahead and cut off her right arm.
No! Dia! What are you gonna do? Think of something!
You don't have to go this far.
That's not for you to decide.
Do it!
Dia! Run!
Stop!
What's wrong? Can't do it?
Flame Mane, you and I are both desert folk. Cutting off your arm is no different than cutting off my own fingers. You've shown me that you're serious. Go on now, take your friends and leave.
Phew. I was really counting on him not going through with it.
Dia! That was crazy! Have you all lost your minds? What if he'd actually
Then I'd just have to hold my claymore with my left arm. Okay, I'm sorry. But sometimes when you're out on...
Don't ever make a promise like that again. I can deal with the likes of them. If it came down to it, you would not lose to them either.
I don't doubt it, Sino. But this is about more than me and them. There's a lot more where they came from. Even if we got rid of one bunch of radicals, there are others out there. Wiping them...
As you wish.
I'm sorry, Dia. I should have stayed put and listened.
It's okay. I promised you I'd help find your grandpa, so I'll do whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes? You just might be scholar material.
Huh? Are you serious?
The Eremites once said that I was a lunatic. Perhaps a little madness is essential to be successful in research.
Why does it feel like he's using his praise for me as an excuse to brag about himself? Okay, let's get moving. We should head back to the village and rest up. Today was...
Снова ждать. В принципе, можно закончить даже серию, в принципе, чё бы. Хотя, в принципе, можно еще 6 минут позаписать. Я даже не знаю, что делать. Это трудно ждать. Подождите 6 Нет, в принципе, можно закончить. Хоть и не час прошло уж. Основного уже близко, так что увидимся в следующей серии. Скорых встреч. Пока-пока.